Emmanuel, and I'm making a documentary today about international students. So I'm looking at how international students settle into the UK after arriving here. Waiting for.
No, this makes it more official and boring.
We started rolling. Hammer rolling. So what do you think about food in the UK? Do you think it's different to what you have back home? So yeah, you did tell me that you're a first year student, right? And you're studying
Finance and investment, first year, yeah.
Okay, and you like to get involved in a lot of extracurricular activities.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you mind telling me why?
If I feel more engaged, I feel more like I'm interacting with people, and it keeps me like. So now I'm here for 2 months here, basically 2 months here, and I feel I'm here like for 5 days.
Can you confirm to me what you study at the moment?
Communication, culture, and media.
Okay, when did you start that degree?
January.
January this year.
Yeah, this year.
Okay, how's it gone so far?
Nice.
Nice.
Challenging, but nice.
You've told me that you engage in some extracurricular activities during your spare time.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, what was the reason behind this? Why did you decide to do things outside of the classroom?
Well, the thing is, with my course, it can be very nuclear. I wanted to actually broaden my horizons and see what it was like getting involved in things around campus. Mainly because you get to meet new people, you get to interact with people of different cultures and backgrounds, and I feel like that really adds value to my personal growth and development.
Do you have friends who are not from Nigeria?
Yeah, but I don't really have much British friends or friends from other places, just mostly Nigerians.
Hello, how are you?
What was the reason why you decided to come and study in the UK?
Since I was a child, I wanted to get out of my country, to learn different things, to view different things, meet new people,
Right.
cultures, and this idea was because I wanted to go to Denmark, but my dad doesn't allow me, so I had to choose the UK, and it's been a good experience.
Would you say you had difficulties when you first arrived trying to make friends with people?
Oh yeah, definitely. The biggest issue for me is of course, the language issue. I have to get by here very fast because, there's no time for you to practice your English, and you just have to. On the first day, they're gonna teach you stuff that you never heard of. Even in my native language, I cannot even understand, so I had to put a lot of time in it. And for like friends, and because we're not like living together, like my classmates, we're not living together. I'm living with the colleagues from our university, and none of them are from the same background with me. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit difficult, but I think I managed to get by that period very fast.
So I'm a member of Financial Trading Society.
Right.
I met some friends there.
I wasn't targeting international students, I was targeting everyone. However, for the future, I know there are international student classes specifically for example, Chinese students or Asian students or like American students, for example.
One of the things that I got involved in was the IET, the Institute of Engineering Technology, and Coventry University actually has a youth chapter in which I'm a part of the committee. So being a part of the committee, you get to organize events, network with people, and it also gives you a chance to learn more about your course in a different lens. The team that we have is very diverse, so we have people from the UK, people from different parts of Africa, and like everywhere really. So just talking with them, like feeding off their work ethics and how they have like their work-life balance is quite interesting, because I feel like you can't experience all of life's problems. You have to take a little bit from everyone and learn from everyone. So I feel like in that way it's been really interesting.
One of the first things that I didn't want to do was to stick with Nigerians only.
Why is that?
Because if I'm to leave my country and to leave my culture, it's not that I'm running away from my culture or anything, but it's an opportunity to mingle and learn of other places and other things. Nigeria is always there. Nigeria will always be home, whether it remains one country or it disintegrates into wherever, but it will always be home. So when you're away from home, why just stick to the things that you are familiar with? So my friends are not only, I have just one really close Nigerian friend, that's it.
I met people here from different background, from different way of thinking, different cultures, different countries. I met here a lot, and I also do coursework with them, assignment, group works.
I feel it's easier for you to blend into people with similar culture as you, similar upbringing. You know, the British people or people that get offended by things that we don't find offensive, we Nigerians don't find offensive. So everybody at different places, at different cultures have different meaning to certain words. And if I find you getting offended by a certain statement I make that I don't feel is offensive, it usually puts a strain on our relationship as friends and others. So that will make me not want to really hang out with you, because if you get what I mean, it's very difficult for us to communicate on that similar level.
So when you first arrived and you tried to make friends with people, were there any specific problems that you faced as a result of the fact that obviously this is your first time meeting with people from different backgrounds? So did you feel like they thought negatively of you or anything else?
No. Like with my classmates, yeah, no, not an issue at all. But yeah, with like if you go on the street, you meet some people, yeah, you will have some unpleasant experience. Yeah, of course.
It wasn't really a hardship making friends. No, it wasn't, because I don't have many close friends, so I take time to choose, so I don't do it in a hurry. I know the lay of the land before I choose friends, so nah, that wasn't one of my problems.
My friends are from Poland, Romania, even Russia, then China, United States, Spain, Italy. Yeah.
Well, there's definitely a bit shocking, like cultural shock. You're seeing different people with different color, different kind of ethnicity, different. They hold like very different opinion. Like when they talk, like yeah, we're using English so we can talk, but what they're saying sometimes that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And sometimes they don't get what I'm saying because, you know, they hear me saying this way and they don't really say that way. So yeah, there's been a lot of misunderstanding and yeah, but you know, you're improving.
Obviously, I have to compromise sometimes in some places, in some regions. Say, for instance, as I did now, if you go speak pidgin English, give someone that is what's the name, that is British now. I'm not fit now. I have to use my English, my best English, Queen's English. It's imbibed inside you. From nursery school, they'll give you Queen's English, imbibed inside you, and then you go there and speak Queen's English to them. Then when you're with your Nigerians, you speak your Nigerian English to them, where they will get to understand. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you have to compromise in some places in order for you to actually adjust to your environment.
Thank you.
I like this. Yeah. So when I first came, I kind of nearly got depressed because here I am in a whole country. Ah, no, 3 countries joined together, alone, with no family member, and all this newness. What really kept me grounded was talking to my friends at home and my parents at home and praying. I would never leave that out. That prayer part really helped me because when you have a relationship with God, it's easier when you pour all your everything that is going on in your life, when you pour it all on Him. It makes you feel you're pouring things out on a bigger being who is in control of the whole world, and so your problems will really be minor if it's such a big God, which I believe it is.
We're really blessed that we have people from so many different nations worshipping here. And we probably feel that's because we think that we're a welcoming church. We try to, I guess, respect and honour people of different nationalities and different traditions. But we also come, I guess, under the banner of maybe not worldly culture, but we call it kingdom culture. So even though you might come, or an individual might come from Ghanaian culture, or Nigerian culture, or Sri Lankan culture, or British culture, there's something that we think that's kind of overarches all of that, and we sometimes call it kingdom culture. So everybody loves each other, everybody is called to honour God first, wherever you're from in the world. So we find that it works amazingly in our church.
For me, it's a sense of belonging. Like, I have a family, even if my physical family or biological family is not here with me, but I find a family in the church. I don't have many friends in the church, but when I'm in church, I feel like I'm not alone, and I feel like if ever I needed someone to pray for me, there'll be someone there.
When you look back at the person you were before you got here, do you see any differences?
You mean like person from China?
Yeah, like the person you were before you got here, so China before the experience of internationalization and the China now, what differences do you see when you compare both of them?
I think first of all, it's of course, I'm becoming more, how do you say, like more educated, more, because right now my English, of course, proving much better when I was in China. And also I have more friends, because when I was in China, I don't really have the foreign friends. I don't really see foreigners, and also I guess my point of view, the world view is different, because when I was in China, what I think about the world, like when I actually get here, what I actually see is very different. I think that just make me a more experienced, more civilized person.
I started thinking more, let's say, worldwide, because I now see why they are thinking differently, why, and in some points I'm wrong and they are right, and now I'm trying to explore why are they thinking like that. So I start in some different tasks, I start think like them, but try to think differently.
My point of view is not the only point of view. And my point of view is not the only right point of view. There are different right points of view. It's like facing a building and describing it from where you are standing. The other person standing at another end is describing it from their own perspective, and both of you are not wrong. So I've learned that. I've really learned that.
The fact that you're in a new country, interacting with new people, apart from the independence aspect of it, I think it widens your horizons and makes you think outside the box as well. And see things on a bigger scale as opposed to like a tinier bubble scale. Like in high school, it's all just a bubble. I feel like you don't have that global exposure. But when coming to university, you meet so many people, you do so many different activities. So it's, definitely like widen my perspective on a lot of things.
It's not difficult to agree or to accept the other thinkings. Yeah.
It's not difficult to accept it.
It's more, no, I don't think so. We have to just accept that we are different, so if I didn't accept it, it would be, I don't know, it wouldn't make me a good person, I think.
Right.
I have to be able to know how to have a conversation with everyone and accept their differences, so I think it's...
And I'm enjoying this food.
you.